Hello, and welcome to the first ever quizzing with members. Okay, right from the beginning, the moment we started quizzing with the comedians, there was always a significant portion of our audience who wanted to quiz here on this platform. And we did do a series of offline events where we invited you to be on stage with some of my friends. But obviously, that has constraints, mostly geographical. We can't travel to every city where you are. So we've started this completely fresh new show which is called Quizzing with the Members. We have a membership program on this channel where there are 3 tiers of membership, and people who are part of exhaustive layer or exhaustive tier of our membership are eligible for this, and we select 4 of you randomly and we do a quizzing with members. This is the first time we are doing it. We'll hopefully keep doing it in the future as well. So congrats to these 4 people for being a quiz answer maybe at some point, that who were the first 4 contestants to be a part of the first episode of Quizzing with Members. Let me invite the big 4, the KPMG, Deloitte, PwC and EY of Quizzing with the Members. Our first contestant is from Punjab. One of those people who I've seen in the audience right from the day quizzing started. So I'm very happy that he is part of the first ever. The first person, literally the first person I'm calling. Engineer, MBA, and more importantly, a Liverpool fan. Give it up for Abhishek Vats.
Hi, Kevin.
Abhishek, welcome. Finally, you're here on this channel. I've seen you since, I don't know since when, on the chat.
Yep. From the first edition itself.
Right.
So, have been till now was in the chat. So first time on video.
Amazing. All the best, but let's have fun. Okay, there's no pressure of winning and all. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully learn 16 new things today.
इस सीजन में विनिंग छोड़ दिया है अभी सोचना.
वैसे भी लिवरपूल फैन है, हमको विनिंग ज्यादा है नहीं. From Punjab, we move all the way to the US. Our next contestant is from Bay Area, US. He's originally from the city that I absolutely love because I spent 4 years of my engineering in that city, the great city of Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu. Give it up for Arvind.
Hey, Kevi. Hey,
Abhishek. Hi, Arvind. You're from Tanjavur?
Yes, I am from Tanjavur.
Crazy, man. Yeah. That's crazy. Do you get to go to Tanjore, or?
I am actually in Tanjore right now. So.
Oh my God! Are you close to Pudu bus stand or Padai bus stand?
Yeah, Pudu bus stand. Yes.
Pudu bus stand. Nice. Stand, yes. Nice. There used to be a restaurant called Chicken Garden right next to. I don't know if it still exists, near Pudu bus stand, where we used to have some good time during engineering. There used to be a restaurant called Arya Villas right opposite.
Yes.
Is it still there?
Still
my God. The best meal. Anyway, who's from IIT Bombay, studied computer science there, I think. From Hyderabad, another major capital city down south. Give it up for Jayanth.
Hi, Kevi.
Hi, Jayanth. Welcome. What's happening? Are you in Hyderabad right now?
Yeah, I'm in Hyderabad.
Acha, what do you do?
I'm a software engineer.
Classic. Okay. All the best, Jayanth. We'll have fun. Our next contestant, surprise, has had a very different path in his life. He did engineering and then he did MBA. He's from Chandigarh, lives in Bangalore. Also, sympathies to him because he's a Manchester United fan. Give it up for Sanveer.
Hi, Kevi.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Cool. Let's do this. Do you guys know each other? Abhi pehli baar mile ho sab. Acha, okay.
Abhishek is a celeb, but yeah.
Abhishek is a celeb. सब लोग सेल्फी खिंचा लो अभिषेक के साथ. Okay, ठीक है. There's only one. The format of the show is exactly as you see on Quizzing with the Comedians, with 4 contestants. The only change we are doing for this show, and hopefully for our other shows also, is that we'll do differential marking in terms of scoring. So a question will increase in its weightage with every pass. So if the question starts with Abhishek for 10 points, if it passes to Arvind, it becomes 11. Passes to Jayanth, it becomes 12. Passes to Sanveer, it becomes 13. Okay, that's the only change. Everything else remains the same. Okay, let's do this. Have fun. Okay, let's begin the very first quizzing with the members. 16 fresh questions. First question, this is Abhishek's direct. Abhishek, I want you to tell me the author of this book. Okay, this is a book called Combating Terrorism, The Legal Challenge. The book explores the difficulties of framing laws against terrorism. Against the backdrop of the September 11 attacks, this book examines the crucial question of whether terrorism can indeed have a legal remedy. Okay, and that is the book cover, Combating Terrorism, the Legal Challenge. The author's name is hidden. I just want the author of this book, Combating Terrorism, the Legal Challenge.
Just to guess, Barack Obama?
Not Barack Obama. Passing to Arvind. Now this is an 11-point question. Huh? Just reaffirm.
I don't have any idea either. I'm going to take a guess as well. Is that George W. Bush?
Not George W. Bush. Jayanth has a smile on his face since the question
No.
came. Very excited to see his answer. Jayanth?
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Like the cover looks very low budget for it to be Barack Obama or
Yes, that is good track.
or George Bush, someone
Or
like.
George Bush. Yes, good track.
Is this Malala? This
Not Malala. Just because it's low budget, send it to Pakistan. Okay, there. No, not Malala. Going to Sanveer.
Not sure. Just taking a guess. Is it Rumsfeld? Donald Rumsfeld?
Not Rumsfeld. Okay, crazy. We'll do one more round, make it a 5-point question. So obviously the idea that in quizzing a random book, random author question has been asked, so has to be something interesting. Okay. Jayanth was on good track. Don't think American at all. Okay. I'll give you a clue, all 4 of you. The clue is this book is written by an Indian journalist. Okay. That is the clue for all 4 of you. Indian journalist has written this book called Combating Terrorism, the Legal Challenge. Okay, we'll start whenever Abhishek is ready.
I'll go with the most famous one, Arnab.
That is correct. 5 points. First
Oh.
points on board. This book, Combating Terrorism, the Legal Challenge, is written by none other than Arnab Goswami. Okay, it's Arnab Goswami's book. Yeah. Okay, Abhishek gets 5 points for Arnab Goswami, which means the next direct will be to Arvind. Arvind, I'm talking about a certain entity. It was founded on 26th May 1938 by the sons of Devkaran Nanji. The son names are Chunnilal Devkaran Nanji and Pranlal Devkaran Nanji and other family members. The logo shows the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, as we know. It was the desire of the founding fathers of the entity that the entity should be a symbol of prosperity and wealth for its clients, and the logo represents that promise. What is this entity? Okay. Essentially, we're talking about something that was founded by these guys in 1938, deals with finance and clients, etc., etc. And there's a big clue that the logo has goddess Lakshmi in it. I can add one hint if all 4 of you want at this point. Otherwise, we'll take a round.
I think I might know the answer.
Sure. Perfect.
Is
Tell
it Dena Bank?
It is Dena Bank. Yes. First 10 points on board. Arvind gets first 10 points. It is Dena Bank. Beautiful crack. Nicely done. Dena Bank. 10 points to Arvind. Nice. We now go to Jayanth for his direct third question. Talking about something from the world of literature now. The author wrote it. Okay, the it is the answer. The author wrote it in a friendly competition with his friend and fellow poet, Horace Smith, who also wrote a sonnet on the same topic with the same title. The poem explores the worldly fate of history and the ravages of time. Even the greatest men and the empires they forge are impermanent, their legacies fated to decay into oblivion. The title was a Greek name for the pharaoh Ramesses II, derived from a part of his throne name, User Matre or Usar Matre. Which famous creation from the world of literature is this? So we are talking about something from the world of literature. It's most likely looks like a poem because we're talking about a poet. Okay. And then we are talking about what the poem is all about. So the poem explores the worldly fate of history, ravages of time, and how even the greatest men and the greatest empires are always impermanent and their legacies eventually are fated to decay into oblivion. And then there is an etymology hint that the name comes from the Greek name of the pharaoh Ramesses II and derives from part of his name, which is Usar Matre.
No clue. Is this Mahabharata? Sorry.
Not Mahabharata. Wow.
Just a joke answer. Like,
Acha, thank you for clarifying. I was wondering, like, Ved Vyas was a close friend of Horace Smith, who also wrote Mahabharata.
Is this related to Ulysses or something? I am not. I don't.
No, not Ulysses. Going to Sanveer.
Yeah, I was going to guess Ulysses. I don't have another guess. I'll go with Paradise Lost.
Not Paradise Lost. Going to Abhishek.
Is it Odyssey?
Not Odyssey. Going to Arvind.
Yeah, I have no clue. Pass.
Okay, cool. We'll take another round, make it a 5-point question. The hint I will give you is Breaking Bad. Okay, it's a slightly indirect.
Okay.
And should I add more hint or someone has the answer?
No, I think.
Okay, you think you have? Okay, Sanveer is blocking. So the hint is Breaking Bad.
Okay. Can I give an answer?
Yes, Jayanth.
Ozymandias.
Yes. 5-point there to Jayanth. Sorry, Sanveer didn't reach you. The answer is Ozymandias, and as any Breaking Bad fan would know, one of the most highly rated episodes of all time, and also there are thematic connection between Ozymandias and Breaking Bad. Even the greatest men and their empires are impermanent, etc., etc. Okay, Ozymandias. Jayanth gets 5 points. Okay, now to Sanveer. Sanveer, I'm talking about a certain game inspired from someone. Okay, the backstory is described to form an important part of Indus's lore, establishing her as a living legend among the folk. She's best comparable to Robin Hood for her village, a hero among the needy in a video game to be released by Super Gaming. And the character is on your screen on the right. Which Indian is the inspiration behind this character? Okay, so your answer is going to be an Indian person. This character in this game is inspired from this Indian person, and the image also has a hint to sort of think in what direction to think of when you're thinking of Indian people. The answer is an individual. Which Indian individual?
So we're looking for a real person, right?
Yes, yes. We're looking for a real person who has inspired this character.
I don't think I have a good guess. I'll go with Rani Lakshmibai.
Not Rani Lakshmibai. Going to Abhishek.
Just I think the badge looks something related to police. So Kiran Bedi.
Not Kiran Bedi. Going to Arvind.
Is it Phulan Devi?
Not Phulan Devi. Going to Jayanth.
I was very confident that it was Phulan Devi. So
I was too.
pass.
Okay, no stress. We'll start the second round. Give a hint. The hint is think sports. Okay, so think shooting and think an Indian female shooter who might have inspired this character.
KV, just if you can clarify, is that person retired or still active?
No, still active.
Active.
I think I can visualize the person, but I don't recall the name at all. I'll pass.
Okay, passing to Abhishek.
I think something like Hardeep Sarwa, something like that.
No, going to Arvind.
Yeah, no idea. Pass.
Passing to Jayanth.
Pass.
Okay, no stress. This goes unanswered. The answer is Hina Sidhu. Okay, Hina Sidhu. Yeah. I know, Abhishek, you were thinking in this direction. Yes. The answer is Hina Sidhu. One of India's most premium shooters. Became the first Indian pistol shooter to win gold medal in the ISSF World Cup final and all that. Okay, Hina Sidhu inspired that gaming character. Nobody answered it, which means the next direct will still be Sanveer. We'll come back to Sanveer for question number 5. Okay, talking about a certain person in his book called The Indian War of Independence 1857, the author, or the person we're talking about, the author described the guerrilla warfare tricks used in 1857. The book was banned by the British, but Madam Bikaji Kama published the book in Netherlands, Germany, and France, and the book eventually reached many Indian revolutionaries of that time and later. Founder of the Free India Society and often seen by some as a polarizing figure, also has an airport named after him. Who is this person? Okay, so bunch of hints about a person. Wrote a book about Indian War of Independence, was banned by the British, but Bikaji Kama helped the book reach Netherlands, Germany, France, etc. The book reached many Indian revolutionaries of that time. He founded Free India Society. He's also considered polarizing for some reason. Also, extra hint is that there is an airport also named after him. Who are we talking about?
Is it Savarkar? Veer Savarkar?
Yes, it is Veer Savarkar. 10 points there to Sanveer. We are talking about Veer Savarkar. Okay, Sanveer gets 10 points, which means the next direct will be to Abhishek. Okay, Abhishek, this is just one of those interesting Bollywood stories, creative answer kind of a question. This is a scene on your right from the movie Mr. India where a cockroach was involved. Director Shekhar Kapoor on his blog wrote about this scene from Mr. India. The scene, if you watch the movie again or if you remember, the scene starts with Sridevi jumping and getting alarmed when she spots a cockroach. Did anyone notice how the cockroach was so well behaved throughout the scene? Okay, so it was very easy to shoot with the cockroach. It was very behaved and all that. To explain this is what Shekhar Kapoor said. He said, I needed the cockroach to be very still for the camera as he or she eyed Sridevi threateningly. Okay. Focusing takes a long time. And the cockroach needed to be patient, giving into director of photography, Baba Azmi's every demand. Okay, the cockroach had to be still, the cockroach had to be maneuvered, etc., etc. So he used a certain technique, a certain creative technique. What technique did Shekhar Kapoor use to make the cockroach still? And that's the question. Just a hint for all four of you. If you don't watch Hindi movies, if you've not seen Mr. India and all that, that is not going to help you. It has nothing to do with the movie, nothing to do with the knowledge of movies or Mr. India or anything. You just have to think creatively what Shekhar Kapoor would have done to make this cockroach still for the camera so that they could shoot the cockroach properly.
Was it, I mean, do you need the creative technique as a technical thing, or did he do something to the cockroach per se?
The latter. So nothing, don't think very technical. Don't think he used camera like this and use this FPS, this lens, none of those things. Something he did with the cockroach.
He took a dead cockroach.
He took a dead cockroach. No. Okay, going to Arvind.
Okay, this is could be a wild guess. I don't know. I'll change it to a joke answer if if it's like completely wrong. But did they try to hypnotize the cockroach?
Hypnotize the cockroach. Okay, but we are going good. Like I want this level of creativity. Arvind, well done. Not the right answer, but well done. Going to Jayanth.
They sedated the cockroach.
They sedated the cockroach.
Like they fed it some food with
They fed it some. Okay, so some sort of a tranquilizer or sedative.
Yeah,
That's not it.
Okay. No, going to Sanveer, but good track. I like it.
Is it freezing? Like you put it in the fridge or freezer and then somehow maybe they become.
No. Okay, cool. We'll give a hint because it's an interesting this thing. The hint is 5 of us in some sense. Think of engineering hostels and think of what you used to do in your free time in your hostel. And Jayanth was on right track that he sort of like gave him a sedative or something, but not that high funda. Just think what basic thing we used to do in our engineering hostel. Most of us. Don't tell me later that nahi, main to bahut acha bachcha hu and all that. And what do you think he might have done to the cockroach?
Intoxicated him with.
Can you tell me if you just add one brand name to your answer will be
Old Monk.
Sorry?
Old Monk.
Yes. He got the cockroach drunk on Old Monk. Okay. The cockroach was drunk on Old Monk. So he basically ensured that the cockroach is drunk and they fed him Old Monk, him or her. And that's how the cockroach was very well behaved and they could nicely shoot the cockroach. Okay, the cockroach was drunk on Old Monk according to Shekhar Kapoor. 5 points there to Abhishek. Okay, with that we come back to some serious quizzing. This is Arvind's direct. This is a quote from co-founder and CEO of Baiju Ravindran. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you survived. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. Okay, this is something that he wrote in a year-end internal email, reflecting on a year during which the edtech giant Baiju was embroiled in some major controversies. As you know, Baiju has been in news a lot of times in the past couple of years, mostly negatively. So this he sent an email with this quote. This quote is inspired from a literary work. This quote is taken from a famous book. Let's make it simpler. It's taken from a famous book. Which book do you think this quote is taken from? If all four of you want a hint at this point, I can. Otherwise, it's fine. We can take
I
it
would
out.
like hint.
Yes,
I know.
please.
Okay. So the book, as in the author, is Asian. So think Asia.
Oh,
So yeah.
I think I know the author maybe, but I don't know which book. Yeah, I'm not able to remember the name of the book. Sorry, pass.
You can tell me the author. I might give you part points. Give you a chance.
Is it Kurosawa's?
Not Kurosawa.
Okay.
Going to Jayanth.
Is the author Murakami?
Yeah, I think Arvind is thinking Murakami, but he said
Yes.
Kurosawa.
Yes.
Is this Kafka on the Shore? Like
Yes, full 10 points. Thank you for saying Kafka on the Shore. Otherwise, split
11.
problem hota. We are talking about Kafka on the Shore. Well done. Jayan gets it. And first 11 points today on board, because this was passed from Arvind to Jayan. So 11 points to Jayan. This is Kafka on the Shore. Okay, with that, we go to Sanveer. Sanveer, your next direct. And this Jayanth will like because it's closer home to Jayanth. Tolu Bommalata. Am I pronouncing it fine, Jayanth?
Tolu Bommalata.
Tolu Bombalata. Bommalata.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say that again. Tolu Bommalata is a special theatre tradition of Andhra Pradesh. Its performers are part of a group of wandering entertainers and peddlers who pass through villages during the course of a year and offer to sing ballets, tell fortunes, sell amulets, perform acrobatics, charm snakes, weave fishnets, tattoo local people, and mend pots. So they do a bunch of things like they sing ballads, they tell fortune, they charm snakes, a lot of things in these villages, and they're just wanderers. Now, this art form, this special theatre tradition that we're talking about, this art form gets its name from the special way they tell stories. There's a certain way they tell these stories, and these stories are mostly folk tales and epics with an innovative use of light in front of and behind the stage. Okay, that's a big clue. They were also the inspiration. This is an extra clue. They were also the inspiration behind the cover art of Anand Nilakantan's book, Vanara. What is so special about this theatre? Essentially, the question is, Tolu Bommalata is a kind of theatre form. Okay, the answer has to be what is so special about this theatre form. And then we look at a bunch of hints. What do these guys do? They go to one village to next and do a bunch of things. But this particular thing that they do, they usually tell stories and they use light in front of and behind the stage very innovatively to tell the story. Okay. What is special about how they tell their stories? What is so special about this art form?
Just going to give a guess. Is it something to do with shadows, like maybe shadow puppetry? Or something?
Yes. That's all I was looking for. We are talking about shadow puppetry. Okay, this is Tolu Bommalata. Shadow. Did you know this, Jayanth?
Yeah. So Tolu means skin and Bomma means puppet. So it's like using hands also.
Yeah.
They use hands and do some things.
Tolu means skin, is it? Like skin. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So Sanveer gets 10 points there, which brings us to the end of the first half. Nice, good speed. We'll take a quick look at the score, and if you guys are also keeping score, we can just tally. Abhishek on the back of 5 for Arnab Goswami and 5 for Drunk on Old Monk is on 10 points. Arvind with 10 on Dena Bank is also on 10 total. Jayanth got 5 on Ozymandias and 11 on Kafka on the Shore. So Jayanth is on 16 points. And right now leading the quiz with Shadow Puppeting 10 points and Veer Savarkar 10 points is Sanveer with 20 points. So it's damn close. All of you are like 10, 10, 16, 20. So just one question differentiates all four of you. We'll now start the second round. Now we'll start the second round. The order will be Sanveer, Jayant, Arvind, and Abhishek. We'll start with Sanveer with one of those rare short questions on quizzing. Two Bangalore localities, Maleshwaram and Basavanagudi. What is the connect? There is something that connects these two Bangalore localities, Maleshwaram and Basavanagudi, that made our childhood wonderful. Okay, something to do with a lot of childhood. So you have to connect childhood memories for a lot of people. And what is their connect with these two localities? Don't say traffic and all, huh? People who are from Bangalore. बहुत traffic रहता है इधर. Malleswaram and Basavanagudi. There is some connect this locality and childhood, and not just childhood, maybe adulthood also, but mostly childhood.
Not sure, but I'm going to guess something to do with Malgudi days. That Malgudi is based on these two localities.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. The answer is staring right at you. Malgudi is just a pot. You just connect these two. Take Mal from Maleshwaram and Basavanagudi ka Gudi, and that's how this name Malgudi was created. Okay, Malgudi was a portmanteau of two Bangalore localities, Maleshwaram and Basavanagudi.
And now they're like proper city.
Yeah, वही I was about to say कि तब he thought कि ये दो बाहर के छोटे-छोटे village हैं बना लेंगे. Now तो yeah, cool. Okay, Tanveer gets Malgudi as well. Now we go to Jayanth for the next question. Now this is a product question. Despite constituting a third of the total candy market, the hard-boiled segment, okay, there's a certain segment within candy market, okay, called HBC, hard-boiled candy. The hard-boiled segment has witnessed very high traction due to entry of new players and innovation in the last decade. So in the last 1 decade, within candy market, hard-boiled segment is seeing a lot of as a topsy-turvy things are happening. For instance, this particular brand, this particular product, Z, in 2016-17, reached rupees 100 crore revenue within just 8 months of its launch. Okay, so it's almost like a viral candy. Okay, got launched in 2016-17 and within 8 months reached a revenue of rupees 100 crore. To give you context, this equals the record of Coca-Cola's diet drink Coke Zero. So almost Coke Zero level of revenue it reached. Now the product Z that we're talking about was mainly launched in 3 flavors. Another hint is that the company that makes Z is also the company that makes Rajnigandha, amongst other brands. Okay, what product are we talking about? So let's look at all the hints once again. We are talking about a certain product, certain brand name. We know the category. This is a category within candy, which is called hard-boiled candy, HBC. Launched in around 2016, like something that happened in the last 10 years. But in 2016-17, when it got launched, it reached 100 crore within 8 months of its launch, which is huge. Okay, comes in 3 flavors. Also comes from the same company that makes Rajnigandha.
Is this Mango Bite? Kacha Mango Bite?
Not Mango Bite. Mango Bite is much older, a much older brand than 2016-17. Going to Arvind.
And I've not been in India for the last 5 years, so
Hey, don't show off, man.
not as a show, but is it? I mean, maybe it's not a question that I can ask now, but like, is it like famous so that like everyone would know, right? Like this is not like
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I would like to think so.
Okay. Looks like Abhishek knows the answer. But, okay.
Knowing Abhishek उसके मुंह में होगा अभी ये.
Okay. Pass. I have no idea.
Okay. Passing to Abhishek.
I think it's also known as change at certain shops.
Pulse. Yes.
Okay.
We're talking about Pulse. Pulse became insanely popular. They're still fairly popular, but Pulse was a thing for a while. And yeah, Pulse is correct. Abhishek actually gets 12 points on this. Okay, we're talking about Pulse. Okay. Pulse is made by the same company that makes Rajnigandha, makes Pass. It's a group called Dharampal Satyapal Group. If you ever go to Noida, there's one whole traffic signal named after them. It's called Rajnikanda, that place, because their factory is located right there. Dharampal Satyapur. Okay. Pulse is correct. Pulse Candy. 12 point there to Abhishek. And we go to Sanveer now. Sanveer for the next direct. Sanveer, connect question. Connect the following to an individual. So your answer has to be a person's name, an individual. English English, Shamita, Key and Ka, Rare Enterprises, Hangama Digital Media, and Akasa Air. Okay, what connects? What individual can connect these names that you see on your screen?
No clue. I'll go with Amitabh Bachchan.
Not Amitabh Bachchan. Going to Jayanth.
Is this Boni Kapoor?
Not Boni Kapoor. Going to Arvind.
This is becoming my favorite answer, but pass. No.
Okay, passing to Abhishek.
Just a guess. Is it Junjunwala?
Yes, it is. It is Rakesh Junjunwala. It is Rakesh Junjunwala. 13 points to Abhishek, the highest point so far in this group for a single question. Akasa Air, of course, investor Rakesh Junjunwala, same Hangama and Rare Enterprises, and he was also one of the producers on these movies. He invested in these movies as well. Rakesh Junjunwala, one of the most legendary investors in Indian financial history. Rest in peace. Abhishek gets 13 points for this, which means the next direct will again be Sanveer's. We come back to the world of poems or songs actually this time. This is a certain song, okay? There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, dash. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty, dash. Though I never thought that we could lose, there's no regret. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend, dash. The song was composed by Benny Anderson and Bjorn Ulvaeus. These names are also hint towards, but I have also given you Stockholm, Sweden. So, yeah, same hint. The working title for the song was Tango. The name was inspired by a bartender of that name. So, this, another hint, the song name is like a name. The bartender who worked at a club in Stockholm, Sweden. Okay, just give the song names. Okay, this is lyrics of a certain song. Region and names will give you an idea of whose song it might be. And then there's also a hint that the song name is actually a name. Okay, because it was inspired from the name of a bartender. And all the blanks are the same. That is the song name. So just give me the song name. If all of you want a hint now, I can give. Otherwise, we'll take a round.
No, I think I know this. This is Fernando, right? ABBA.
Yes, nice, nicely done. This is Fernando. I was ready for a Torres hint or something. Okay, 10 points there to Sanveer. The answer is Fernando by ABBA. Okay, which means now I go to Jayanth. Jayanth, I need two things from you guys here. One is the name of a certain award, and one is the name of a fellowship named after an individual. So just give me the individual. So an award and an individual. Let's look at both the hints in each para. The first hint is for the award. The plaque awarded was designed by the Indian filmmaker Satyajit Ray. Prior to this, the plaque of marble, but sorry, did I freeze? No, right? Okay. This was made of marble, but the practice was discontinued because of the excessive weight. During the Indo-Pak War of 1956, the plaque was substituted with National Saving Bond. So this talking about a certain prestigious award. Now we come to a related fellowship, like from the same world as the award is from, named after one prominent Hindi and Urdu writer. Government of India under this umbrella also offers another fellowship. The fellowship was started in 2005. It is given to persons of eminence in the field of culture from SAARC countries. Name the award and fellowship. So I'm looking at the name of a prestigious Indian award. There are a few clues for that award, and name of a famous Hindi and Urdu writer after whom a certain fellowship in the world of this award.
I'm not sure. Pass.
Okay, no.
Dada Saheb Phalke. Just
Dada Saheb Phalke award. Okay, and any guesses on the person? Okay, we'll go to Arvind.
So the Dada Saab Phalke is not the right answer, right?
No,
For
no, no.
Right. No, pass.
Okay, passing to Abhishek.
Just a wild guess. Is the award national award for say a particular category, best director or something?
Okay.
And the Hindi and Urdu writer, Galib is the Urdu writer.
Uh,
No guess on
no. No. It's only one writer, by the way. Wrote in both Hindi and Urdu. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Going to Sanveer.
So Hindi and is it Manto?
Okay, not Manto. Any guesses on the award?
No clue. Pass.
Okay. We'll take one more round. We'll start with Jayanth. So, literature is obviously a good track. And I said that the fellowship is under the same umbrella. So, the award is also from the world of literature. So, the award is a very prestigious government award in the world of literature. That's the clue. And second is think of a famous Hindi writer, like from the heartland of India. Think of the first name that you think of when you think of Hindi short stories, etc., and books. What name can you think of? Hindi/Urdu. So yeah, just combine these two for each part.
Is this Premchand?
Yes, and the award.
Best writer, like
Uh,
best short story.
no. Okay, I'm going to Arvind only for the prestigious government literature award. Premchand is correct. Premchand fellowship is correct.
The literary award, literature award. I have no idea.
Okay,
Pass.
okay. Going to Abhishek.
Sahitya Academy.
Sahitya Academy Award. Yes, that is
Ah.
correct. It is the Sahitya Academy Award. Okay, so I'm giving 2.5 to Jayanth for Premchand, and Abhishek will get 3.5 for Sahitya Academy Award. Okay. So Abhishek and Jayanth. The next direct will now be Sanveer's because somehow Abhishek got more points on this than anyone else. So now this will be Sanveer's direct. This might be a very critical question. I'm talking about a certain film and a certain actor. Okay, the film is based on Pakistani author Sabah Imtiaz's novel called Karachi, You're Killing Me, and follows an Indian journalist writer's misadventures and love life as she navigates her way through Mumbai. So first part is what is the name of this movie, and second part is who played the role of Saad Sehgal in this movie. Okay, so there are two parts. First part is a hint about the movie. The movie is based on a book by Pakistani author Sabah Imtiaz. The book is called Karachi, You're Killing Me, but the book was adapted in the world of Mumbai. So the protagonist is an Indian journalist writer, and the movie is essentially about her misadventures and love life and how she navigates her way through the city of Mumbai. So I want the name of the movie, and there is a certain character in the movie. The male lead is called Saad Sehgal, who played this character. If all four of you are clueless right now, I'll add a hint. Otherwise, we'll take a round.
Clueless.
I have at least half the answer, so I'm not getting the movie's name.
Oh damn!
Hmm.
Okay, we'll take one round. And if you have half answer you're sure of, then not fair to add a hint.
I don't think I have I'm in the right track, but Salam Bombay.
Okay. Any guesses on who plays Saad Sehgal in Salam Bombay? Okay, no. ठीक है. It's not Salam Bombay. Going to Jayanth.
Is this Karan Gill who played Saad Sehgal in the movie?
Yes, but what's the name of the movie?
Yeah, I've seen the movie in the theater. Like I don't remember.
Oh my god! I don't think even Karan saw it in theater.
Yeah.
Jayanth.
I'm completely blank on the movie's name.
Okay. So Jayanth gets point for Kanan Gill, and that's why this random question was a quizzing question, because the character who played Saad Sehgal is not just a contestant but a winner of Quizzing with the Comedians. Going to Arvind only for the movie name now.
And I watched this movie as well.
Oh my god!
Not in theaters though.
Fair.
It's the one with Sonakshi Sinha, right?
Yes.
Is it Akira?
Not Akira.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
I'm
Going to
forgot.
Abhishek.
Not seen the movie, no clue about that. Pass.
Okay. So I don't think I should complicate. I think I should close it with some point to Jayanth. Otherwise, it will become very messy, the point system. So when it went to Jayanth, this question had become 11 points. So 5.5 to Jayanth for getting Kanan Gill. And the movie is Noor. Okay.
Yeah.
The movie is called Noor. Okay. Noor and Kanan Gill is the answer I was looking for. 5.5 and Jayanth got it. Okay. Cool. Last two questions. This is Arvind's direct. Arvind, now I am moving to mythology. Regarded to be the progenitor of the races of the Yadavas and the Pandavas, his father, Nahusha, is transformed into a python by a curse uttered by the sages as a punishment for his arrogance. Much like his father, he was cursed too by a sage with premature old age in punishment for inflicting pain to his daughter. So this guy was cursed to that he will receive premature old age. Like he'll perennially be old. Okay. Which character are we talking about? That's the first half of the question. The second half gives you another clue that this is also the name of a classic Marathi novel from 1959. Essentially one of the best known works in Indian literature, but particularly in Marathi literature, is also called the same because it's also based on this character and all that. And you might have heard this character's name. Of course, it comes from Mahabharata. What character are we talking about?
Okay, no question. What does progenitor mean? Sorry.
Progenitor is basically progeny is your
Oh, I
kid.
see.
So
Okay.
progenitor is like
Got
ancestor.
it. Okay. Is it Bhishma?
Not Bhishma. Going to Abhishek.
Pandu?
Not Pandu. Going to Sanveer.
Agastya?
Not Agastya. Going to Jayan.
The Shantanu.
Not Shantanu. Okay, we'll do one quick round. Because I have a feeling you guys have heard of the character name, but you might not know that this is the character. So we'll just do one quick round. I'll give you the first alphabet. The first alphabet is Y. Okay, first alphabet is Y. Y for Yoko Ono. Y.
No, pass.
So passing to Abhishek.
Pass.
Okay, passing to Sanveer.
Is it Yugantha? Yugantha.
No, not Yugantar. Going to Jayan.
Is this Yadu Vamsh?
Not Yadu. Okay, no problem. This goes unanswered. The answer, I have a feeling you might have heard of the term at least, or the word. The answer is Yayati. Okay, Yayati. You might not necessarily know directly from Mahabharata, but it's a character that's very interesting. And this book is obviously a great book. Won Sahitya Academy Award and Jnanpith Award. Yati is a story, is a book that you should of course read. Yati's story is also wonderful. Like Yati was cursed with the whole story is Yati and his insatiable desire. So he had whatever issues with his desire, and he was cursed with 1,000 years of old age. And then he was all interestingly, he was given the loophole, or sort of like the option that he could transfer his old age to someone, like he could transfer his curse. So he went to his 3 kids and he said, guys, do you want to take this 1,000 years curse old age from me? And he had 3 kids, and the first 2 kids said, obviously no, brother, like what do you think? Who is going to take this? And then finally his youngest son was a guy called Puru. Okay, and Puru said, okay, father, for you I'll do it. And so Puru then got 1,000 years of old age. But Yati was so impressed that he made Puru his successor and gave him everything. He made him the next king. And Puru is then Puru is from where many of our great kings essentially came, like Pandavas, Kauravas, everyone, like later, like everyone, Pandu and Dhritarashtra and Shantanu, or most of your guesses came from Puru. Okay. And the last correct answer, the last direct was Arvind. This will also be Arvind. One more poem, but as you know, poem questions are not poem questions. Essentially, they are something to do with poem. Okay, this is a poem that was first lines of a certain poem. Now the big hint is this poem was written in 1958 by Boris Pasternak. Okay, that is the big clue. Due to his disappointment regarding a certain event and refusal in court. So those are all hints. Okay, Boris Pasternak wrote this poem in 1952 because of his disappointment regarding something that happened that year, related to him, not a random event that happened that year, and a certain refusal. So that event involved certain refusal also. Now let's look at the poem. Like a beast in a pen, I am cut off from my friends, freedom, the sun. But the hunters are gaining ground. I have nowhere else to run. Dark wood and the bank of a pond, trunk of a fallen tree. There's no way forward, no way back. It's all up with me. Am I a gangster or a murdered? Dot, dot, dot. And the poem continues. But essentially, he's talking about being cut off. That's important. He's talking about loss of freedom. Okay. He's also talking about why is he being treated in a certain way? Am I a gangster or a murderer type of a person? No. So these are some emotion that he's putting in the poem. Now, next clue is timeline. This is late 50s, 1958. The person is Boris Pasternak. And he wrote this because something happened that year, which involved him and it involved refusal. And the poem is the same as the event. So poem aisa kuch aur nahi hai. Poem's name is something to do with that event and what was happening. If you just tell me what was happening, if you just give me the funda also, I will give you points. Okay, this is Arvind's direct whenever you are ready.
I'm going to give most Indian in the US answers. Did his visa get refused or denied?
Ooh, in some way, you're not really far from the answer. In some way, but no. Going to Abhishek.
Does this have to do something with BBC and like banning of their programming in India?
No. Going to Sanveer.
Was he a Soviet defector maybe who wasn't given amnesty or something?
Very good track. He was from like something to do with the Soviets. Okay, I'll come back to you, Jayanth.
Yeah. No clue. Pass.
Okay. Okay, we'll start again with Arvind, make it a 5-point question. So Boris Pasternak was an author. He wrote Dr. Zhivago. Okay. And the book was obviously very popular and all that, banned in Soviet and all. And something was to be done in 1958. But Boris Pasternak had to refuse that something. What do you think we are talking about? Okay, so in 1958, something, because his book was so good, he was too, I don't want to give out very keyword, but which is a very rare thing. You know, things like this happen like once in many years. This is one of those examples that this happened in 1958 when Boris Pasternak had to refuse something. Okay, he's a very famous author. His book is very famous, and Boris Pasternak had to refuse something, which is very rare. Okay, because he was under pressure from Soviet authorities to refuse this. Okay, is that okay? Should I keep?
Yeah, I think that's
okay. We'll start whenever Arvind is ready. This is a 5-point question.
Did he have to refuse the Nobel Prize for Literature?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I kept avoiding the word award or decline and achievement and things like this. So basically, Boris Pasternak was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1958, but under the pressure from Soviet authorities, he had to refuse, which is a very rare event to someone to say no to the Nobel. And this was his poem called Nobel Prize. Okay. This poem is literally called Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize goes to Pasternak. Could not receive. Okay, 5 points there to Arvind. And that brings us to the end. Woo! End of the very first quizzing with the members so exciting, and such a nice bunch of people from all over the country. Like someone is from Punjab who lives in Bangalore, someone is from Punjab, someone is from Tanjore, lives in Bay Area, Hyderabad, studied in Bombay. Love it. Abhishek had 10 in the first half. In the second half, he got 12 for Pulse and 13 for what, Abhishek? Rakesh Junjunwala, and 3.5 for Sahitya Akademi Award. So 28.5 plus 10. Abhishek ends the quiz on 38.5, right?
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Abhishek is also the first ever runner-up of quizzing with the members. Okay, with 38.5. Beautifully done. Arvind has 10 point. Arvind had 10 in the first half. In the second half, he got Nobel Prize. Huh? Didn't have to refuse also. And Arvind ends on 15th. Okay. Jayanth had 16 in the first half, and in the second half, Jayanth got 2.5 for Premchand and 5.5 for Karan Gill, right? So Jayanth ends on 24 points. With that, someone who was very consistent, 20 in the first half and 20 in the second half, 10 each for Fernando and Malgudi. Okay, 20 plus 20, 40. So by just 1.5 point, the winner of the first ever quizzing on the members is Sanveer. Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhishek, Arvind, Jayanth, and Sanveer for taking out time. Thank you everyone for watching it on YouTube. Please follow us on Instagram. We have a small page called Quizzing. Please also obviously subscribe to this. And if you are a member, we'll eventually reach out to you for you guys to be a part of Quizzing with the members. But thank you so much. And thank you once again to Abhishek, Jayanth, Sanveer, Arvind. Bye everyone. Bye.